Welcome. Bettina.
Can you hear me?
Yep, if I make you louder, I can hear you. It's interesting when there's such a pool of thoughts going on, it stiffens the whole system, doesn't it? It's like quite interesting to watch that. I need to get a bit lower. It's quite interesting to watch that, huh?
Yeah.
Yeah. When that takes over. And then we're here at the same time. The luxury of not having to figure anything out, the luxury of taking quality time, taking time out of the normal. Yeah. Nowhere to go, nowhere to be, nothing to do,
Nothing to know.
nothing to know, nothing to change, nothing to fix. It's like, it's that sweet, sweet surrender. It's effortless. It's, with the word surrender, it seems like that there's effort involved, but I'm meaning that sweet surrender. Oh, just here. Yeah, exactly like that. Thanks for showing that so beautifully. In this moment, just here. Oh, and then emotion, huh? It starts moving. Whatever. Let's call it life.
There's the thought, how is that possible, or how could that be possible to live like this moment? It's for the mind, it's not possible.
No. And who knows, maybe it is not possible. But even that, right now, in this moment, even that, that thought comes and that thought goes. I mean, the truth is we don't have a clue what's next. Yeah. Mind likes to have answers and stuff. So, wow, there it comes and it's gone. It might come again, we don't know. Yeah. Breathing starts happening by itself. I mean, I just, just that there is the possibility to introduce the system to this. Oh, to invite it to smell it out, to taste it, to sense it out, to check it out. Oh, yeah. And of course, man, it would be wonderful to live 24/7 like this. Oh, and it's not in our hands. So there's that sweet surrender again. Oh, not in my hands. Thank you. Not in my hands. Oh, I thought I had to do it. I thought it was up to me. Yes. Just here. Oh, use me. Then it comes like, use me.
That's actually a wish that I know in the system. This thought of use me, I'm here.
And man, is it using you? Man, is it using you? How beautiful it's using you. In a most beautiful way. Just not the way you think, maybe.
Say it again.
There we go again.
Say it again, please.
you know, it is using you. Whatever that is, this intelligence, God, life, existence, I mean, you know, whatever you want to call this. It's so weird to put a word on that. It is using you. And sometimes it's noticed, because then when that sense of I is out of the way, it's like, oh, wow. So it is using you. Sometimes it's just not so easy to notice.
Yes.
Mm. Mm. So tricky, yeah? Because, you know, I would love to say, it's using me like this, and I'm this, or I'm that, or you know, to get something out of it. Does not work like that. It's really, it's that, I mean, how I experience it, it's that sweet surrender. It's, when it just sees, it's not in your hands. It's not in my hands. It's not in anybody's hands. When that happens. Yeah, exactly like that. It's like the felt sense of it, at least for me, is like a deep relaxation. Oh, wow. It's space.
Feels like that.
Mm. Mm. I'm glad you experience it similarly. Mm. 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 And what grace, huh? Having moments of this.
At the
What grace.
moment, yes.
Yes. Yeah.
I notice the mind is trying to hold that and to get some rules or practical things, but it's not possible. It's also trying to go away from here.
Yeah. Yeah. You know, there's also, can you see the sweet intention of the mind?
Yes, it tries to help. Yes.
It tries. It tries so badly to help. Yeah. It tries so badly to help. Overdrive. It goes into overdrive. So let's honor the mind. I mean, in a way, it's honoring itself, or you know, you never know what. Because in another way, in another sense, it's all mind, isn't it? Yeah. So it's just, you know, when that slows down, that activity of the mind, when that slows down just a tiny bit, something else starts to come alive. And that's kind of, you can't describe it. That's so funny, because then for that you have to use the mind again.
There's also the wish for helping in other situations to stay here or something like that, that I can meet in other situations similar.
Of course.
Mm.
I mean, that's the most natural thing ever, isn't it? You know, when
Yes.
you have discovered something really good,
Then you will
first of all,
keep it.
you want to share it.
Share it, yes.
Like, oh, how about, you know,
Yes.
and you want to live it? Of course,
Yes.
of course. I find that is absolutely natural. Nice how that sinks in.
Mm.
Mm.
Can I ask some practical thing, because there's something going on in my life with my landlord
Sure.
with the landlord from this flat. He would got more money from me for the flat, and I'm not possible to pay more at the moment. And he's always penetrating me. He rings on the bell and comes in and wah, 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 wah. Yeah, and then I'm totally overwhelmed and not able to think clear or to react in an adult way somehow.
Yeah.
And then I can notice all these conditions. When someone is ringing, I have to open the door, but not knowing I haven't. I must do that, but the system does it.
Yeah. Yeah. So you can see there is one system that oversteps boundaries,
Yes.
and there's another system that doesn't know yet how to set boundaries. That's all.
That's all.
That's all. That's all. And just looking from here to that, you know,
Yeah.
and the pain of it, and the pain of it. So, I mean, mostly it's the same on the other side, you know, the one that then oversteps boundaries has experienced the same.
Yes.
That boundaries have been overstepped. So it's just coming from the other side. Oh, I better overstep boundaries so that mine are not overstepped. But it's the same pain, actually. It's the same pain. Yeah. So it's just good to notice that there's nothing wrong with your system, that it does that. Can you see that?
Not 100%. There is a thought. It's wrong. It's wrong.
Yeah. Good. Good. Yeah. And that's also how it feels, huh? Feels like that's really wrong. Yeah. Yeah. So it comes from that. It's like it's watching something and this is off. And we can say it doesn't know what to do.
Yes.
Is that right?
Yes.
It doesn't know what to do. Yeah.
Till now.
Up until now. Yeah. Yeah. And, you know, just again, let's see if we look from the sweet, sweet surrender. We can see, yeah. How does it look from here?
It's a play.
Yeah, it's a play. Yeah.
Habits.
Habits, patterns.
Wantings.
Yeah.
He wants more money. I don't want to give more money.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
How can we find, could we find opportunities to come together, and could we sit together and speak? With her daughter yesterday, actually,
Ah,
I sit in the garden. She wrote to me, would we sit in the garden and speak? It was beautiful.
oh, just feel that. Just feel that. Yeah. Wow. It was beautiful and it was possible.
Yeah.
Yeah. How fantastic is that? So, then it might be her job to translate that to her father.
Yeah, perhaps. Yes, we together find a little solution, perhaps, and she would
Yes.
talk to him, but his system is really always.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. That's how his system is.
Yes.
I guess he can't help it, huh?
No, he can't help it. I see that, and I want change him, but I would like to carry yeah, with me my part.
Yeah.
Yeah.
First, let's just see, at first, before we go into changing and fixing,
Okay.
let's just see if there can be peace with how your system operates. Yeah.
Yeah, maybe that I can see that more, the habit that's playing here.
It's the most gentle way, but to be with. We can go into, it's like, again, like being with a child. It's like being with a child that is like standing against the wall in the corner.
Yes, it's like that.
Does not know where to go and what to do. Feels totally threatened and overwhelmed. Yeah. So just that we know that's how it feels. Yeah. And then to say that it is wrong, it gets a slap on top.
Yeah.
And it gets a slap on top. So we got to come out of that circle, step out, and just seeing that is what that being is in. So that we can come with sweetness, with, yes, I see. So we're splitting ourselves off. So we're stepping out and we're seeing. So it's like now the one that is mature in you, let's say it like that, can see and can move towards and can take that young one out of its situation.
That's actually the small movements I did to try get some more time. Let us speak in the 2 days again, because I have to deal. It's activated, but I could say it. It's great, yes. Yeah.
Well, I mean, how far out is that?
Yeah.
How far out is that? There's another thing, Bettina. We are so fine and sensitive. And when there is a system that is, like your landlord, bless him, bless that organization, we feel it immediately. We feel it. And most of us have not learned how to deal with that. I mean, if you look at our culture, the one that shouts the loudest has the power. Look at politicians. I mean, look, we're everywhere. the louder you shout, the louder you scream, it seems like those ones have the power.
Yeah.
Yeah. And if there's a fine system, fine-tuned system, it will feel it. It will feel it.
Yeah, actually, it feels energetically like always.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, that's the background of our culture. That's how we were raised,
Yes.
you know. It was like our parents were like that. Our father was, oh gosh, when our father came with raising his voice, most of us, I mean, at least
Not
where I
only
come
his
from,
voice.
not only his voice, yes, and you had to follow those orders if you wanted or not.
Yes, yes.
There was no discussion at that time. Now it's all a bit different, but our generations, that's how it was. Yeah.
And actually, what I noticed now is the same reaction is with some news. They came in, what everything is going on. It feels like what to do. It feels not good. It feels,
yeah.
It becomes fear. It comes fear here, but not knowing what to do.
Okay.
Just to
And
bring me in a secure corner, something like that.
Bettina,
Yeah.
you told all of us, I have witnesses.
Okay, what?
I have witnesses. You told us that you actually did something different. You said to him, you need a few days.
Yes. Thank you. Yes.
Yeah. So that's what you have to go with. You had a conversation with his daughter, which was beautiful.
Yes.
You told us, I mean, we have it on video.
Yes. We'll look it again.
So that is what you have to go with.
Mm.
Yes.
That's something to get more time to feel how it is here, what's going on.
That's all we ever have, all of us. All of us. It will challenge us again and again and again. My system has the same response when that comes towards.
Yeah.
I mean, that I grew up in a field like that.
Yeah.
It was shouted at, badly shouted at
Yes.
as a young being. So when that energy comes, it is very, very difficult for beings like us to stop that kind of energetic. So there is nothing wrong with you. There's nothing wrong with me. That is what's happening sometimes. It's just seeing that is a setup, a cultural setup, or whatever you want to call that. And it actually doesn't really work like that anymore.
No, doesn't work.
No, and also not only that it doesn't work anymore, you have done something different in that situation. Yeah, it's still that same energetic, and you had said, I need a few days. Yeah. Yes, that energy will not change, but you see what your system has done with that is different.
Yeah.
Absolutely amazing. I would say, from where I'm looking, I see absolute. I mean, I don't know, maybe you remember times where you would not be able to move, where you would not be able to say a word, where you would just collapse in the corner.
Absolutely.
There you go. So you gotta honor the change.
Or the other pattern I noticed also is to shouting back. My system is able to do that, but I don't want that. That was somehow a way, that's not the way I want to be.
Far out. Yeah. So all of those things that you've done different, I would write them down and make it really wide. Everything you've done differently this time, make it, you know, like weave it like a beautiful carpet. So really widen it out. It will inform other cells, other neural pathways in your system. It's like, I've not done the old stuff. I did not go the old path. This time I did this. Wow. And then I did this. And you really make it a big, big, big story.
Yeah.
For yourself, just for yourself. You can also, I don't know, make a painting or, you know, whatever. But just to encourage those neural pathways to widen themselves out. Encourage them to do something new.
Yeah.
That's the way. And that's the only way I know. It's fantastic what you've shared here with us. Mm. Can you see that?
It's actually different. Yes, it is.
And?
Yeah.
And other shoulder?
Oh.
Yes, 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 yes. And the heart. All of it. Yes. Wow. Wow, Bettina. Can you say wow to that?
Wow. Wow.
Yeah. Wow.
Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, it's really wow.
Yes, it's that big. It is huge stepping out of a pattern like that. It's huge.
Yeah. And that I could share that here and you help me with that and the whole Sangha. That's really, that's huge. That's huge.
That's the next step.
Yeah.
Sharing it dishonestly and vulnerable. Major. A big gift to all of us and everyone who's watching this. Sometimes I'm getting amazing responses from people that I've never met.
Me too. Me too.
Yeah. And they say, wow, that sharing was just so wonderful. Yeah. So you're giving a big gift with sharing this. Can you take that in? No, I'm just asking. I mean, I'm challenging. I know I'm challenging the system, but just to kind of give it a little switch over into how amazing it actually is, so that it gets a sense of how amazing it actually is. Yeah.
Yeah, it's more that that's yeah, I can not fully feel that,
But little.
A little, and
Little.
it's not so wrong as
Exactly. Just go with that little bit. That's the beginning of a whole new life. Just that tiny little bit. Yeah. That's why I'm suggesting write it down or make a painting or knit a pullover or, you know, where that goes in. Yeah. So that it grows in the most beautiful way. It's like feeding it, feeding the new without knowing, you know, how it will go. And it just did that by itself. Gosh, it's three very, very important things. One is I can shout, but I don't want to do it.
No.
Oh, I don't want to. And the second is saying, oh, I need some time here. I need some time. So that is setting a boundary already. It's like this. I need some time. And the third thing is having a conversation with somebody else who's also involved, and that is beautiful. Oh.
Yeah. Amazing. Yeah.
Mm. Oh, and then the sharing on top of it, the sharing and making it so clear. Mm. Mm.
Yeah, and actually that I could speak that, not going in this, oh, it's all okay, it's not necessary, like it's somehow it's necessary.
Ah, absolutely. Absolutely. And it's not only necessary for you, it's
No.
necessary for everybody so that everybody can see the difference. And get a sense of the difference. Yeah. Mm. Mm.
Thank you so much.
Oh, thank you so much.
Thank you all. Thank you all.
Mm. 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 Powerful, huh? Wasn't that just so incredibly powerful? Gosh, for me anyway. You see some nodding. Mm. Some thumbs coming up. One thumb. Oh, there's more. Yes, yes. It's good. I'm really appreciating that feedback. It's important for Bettina, and it's it's very, very important because we all deal with these strange things in life. So it's really, really heartwarming actually when our sharings, especially when it's so vulnerable, when it is appreciated. Yeah. Dirk.
Yes. Now you can hear me, eh?
I can hear you, yes.
Yeah. Yeah, it was so beautiful what you were sharing. It's so easy to step in the aggression and the fear and in the... I know that very well.
Yeah.
Yeah. And you said about the ego, about the control system in the head. But sometimes I'm really, really, really grateful that I have a control center in my head.
Mm.
You know?
Yeah, I'm glad to hear.
Yeah, I've had a lot of times last weeks, months, a vertical system. There's a centrifuge spinning in my head. It's really, really, really spinning. I can't move my eyes. I can't move my head. I can't move nothing. Just wait, quarter, half an hour, sometimes half a day. And I have to wait. And the only thing what saves me all the time is the control center. And they're saying, okay, I'm not dead. I'm still here. I've seen this before. Okay,
Wow.
yeah.
Wow.
So it helped me a lot. Yeah.
Wow.
The first time was awful. There was panic, but the
Mm.
control system said, okay, it's no use to be in panic.
Far out.
And I couldn't be in panic because I couldn't move anything. Not my hands, not my body. Just wait and see. Yeah.
Wow. Mm.
So therefore is the control system sometimes very nice.
Yeah. Oh, definitely.
Yeah.
Definitely. Mm. Mm.
But I'm working the last few months and a lot with the miracles, Course of Miracles.
Mm.
And all the times that is with aggression and with all the things that happened with me too, that there are the thoughts, there is always a story in my head. Okay, it can go like that, it can go like that. I said before, I can be a story writer. There are so many stories in my head.
Mm. Mm.
So if you look angry to me, there's immediately a story thinking, oh, I'm not nice to you, I'm not well dressed, and my hair is maybe so stupid. How many stories? Yeah,
Yeah. Wow.
so incredible.
Yeah.
And I'm believing all those stories. Then I go to someone else, I say, Meike wasn't nice to me. So then they say, yeah, not to me too. Oh, you see, it's the weather.
Yeah, I'm a bad person.
Yeah, then everyone is saying, oh, Meike, oh, wow.
Yeah, yeah.
Or the other way around, they say, she's
Or the
a
other way
saint.
around.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
Yes.
Oh, she's a saint. Oh, then I have to sit here and wait the whole day. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Incredible.
It is incredible. So how lucky to have that control center
Yeah.
that says, don't worry, even this will pass.
Yeah. Yeah. Can take minutes, can take a half an hour, can take a few days.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mm.
Thank you, Mike.
Thank you, Dirk.
Yeah,
Mm.
it's hard working to look at the thinking and not to believe the thinking. it's really hard working. So much easier to let it go, or to be awake, to be in the moment now. Yeah. Thank you.
Helen.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hello.
Hello. Good weather in Holland.
Yeah, sun is shining. Hmm. Funny to see, like sometimes it's like then there are coming thoughts, and then it's like wants to, and then goes back.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's the movement, exactly.
Oh,
Yeah. Yeah.
Mm. But I want to share something.
Please.
I was really a little bit overwhelmed the last days, but more by wow, you like what kind of presents life gives. Yeah, I just yesterday it just came on my board. You can say on my path that I just bought a new camper yesterday. It came a very beautiful camper. Like it all happened in 2 days, you know. And then after that, because I have to leave this place, I found another place, beautiful place, even more in the woods. Like, and it also came. I was so kind of like, hey? And yeah, it's wow.
Yeah. Wow, exactly.
So
That's what life is actually. Life is actually wow. with everything.
But it was also so funny to see, because you can be overwhelmed by heavy things, what happened in your life. You know, I
Yeah.
was overwhelmed by the heavy things.
Yes.
And now I was a kind of overwhelmed by the
Yeah.
by the wow, that this was just coming towards me, like oh yeah, it's and I'm still a little bit surprised by it, like do I deserve this? You know, this is then what it kind of, why do I deserve this? Something like this. It's
Mm.
and
Mm.
even then I can really see, like, also in a way it doesn't matter. I don't know if you understand what I mean with that, like it's beautiful things, not beautiful things. It's
Absolutely.
in a way it's not, I'm not depending on it. I can see it's like it's,
Wow.
yeah,
Wow.
something
Wow.
like this, you know, like okay, beautiful, but tomorrow it can be gone. Tomorrow I can be gone. Tomorrow my
Absolutely.
son can be gone. It's very clear, like yeah, we don't know, we really don't know, but
Yeah.
um,
Mhm.
I will enjoy it and beautiful, but it's not.
It will change, it will go, it will pass. It's
Yeah,
nothing you can rely on. No.
yeah,
Yeah. Yeah. Gosh, that's very lucky, Alan.
yeah. It's
Mhm.
and also I could see, like, even in this, like, okay, I go to watch and maybe I got it, they I will get it and maybe not, but
Yeah.
we will see. It doesn't matter.
Yeah.
It's all how it goes, and we will see.
Yeah. Exactly.
And that feels so in the center, in a way.
Mm.
Yeah,
Mm. Good to hear. Good to hear.
yeah. Mm. Mm.
Mhm.
And I was also very touched by the last conversation you had with Sylvie, the last session
Mm.
about this. You were telling about yourself, this um, the conversation was about openness, and then you were
Yes.
sharing about yourself, like how it
Yeah.
was for you, your system. That you
Yeah.
felt like it was always in a way very open and sensitive to what was going on around, you can say,
Mm.
and
Mhm.
how you explained, like, that you had to learn in your life more to, in a way, to bring it back, or so.
Yep. Yeah. To feel myself, actually.
Yeah, to feel
I,
yourself and
I would
to
feel. I would feel everything around me and would
yeah,
get lost in there. So
yeah,
I wouldn't know anymore what this is actually.
yeah. And then you
Mm.
get a little bit chaotic, and I could recognize it so much when you were telling me this and explaining how it works, like
Yeah. Yeah.
to go more in the embodiment. Huh?
Yes.
And
Yeah.
from there, from this embodiment, your senses can be widen. Yeah, something like that.
Exactly. Yes, the other way around. Exactly.
Yeah,
Like, but there's also, I mean, if I take my personal system, my personal system I mean, that's what I've been told, and it has made sense, has always been very embodied for whatever reason. So my system would disassociate through the body. You know, there are other systems. A lot of systems would just go out of their bodies, and my system would go into the body and then into space. So my system was using the body for that. So it knows the body very well. It knows both very well. But then it would be like a sponge in a certain way. It would just take, because of that openness, for whatever reason, it would just feel everything, and it would think and believe that this is who she is, who she was. And finding that out has made just a huge difference. Was all of a sudden, and still is like, wow, that is not me. So now it has learned, and still is learning, to kind of, you know, call it boundary, but it's just a word in a certain way. But to not make it personal what it perceives. I mean, it's funny to speak about it because it's so paradox. And that has made a huge difference, because now she feels herself and she can make the distinction. This is actually doesn't belong to her. So it's like keeping it all out, keeping it where it belongs or whatever, but it doesn't belong to her. It's been huge. That's why I can sit here. If I would sponge it up, if I would take everyone's whatever, may it be joy or may it be worry, it doesn't matter, I would not be able. It would you know, it would not be good for my personal system. So since it has learned to make a distinction about what is mine and what is not mine, it's just at home. It's I don't know how else to say. Does that make sense?
Yeah, sure. And I can see when you speak about this, it's a little bit the same, but it's my system does sometimes really not know how to make this distinction.
Yes.
It just
And that's
feels like how it all comes in a way, and get touched by it.
Yes.
Oh, sometimes I can just see that is then a touch or so much crying, but it's even not the crying of this system, but just what is going on around, and it's it's not really clear how. So it's very interesting what you are saying, like how do you make this distinction, or how I know there is no tool, but
no, there is. You know, on this level, when we talk on this level, there is a tool. It's I mean, a tool, you know, we know what we're talking about. I can share how it's happening in my system. And then you can see if it, you know, if it's useful or not. So you know, I'm walking along and everything is fine at home, and then all of a sudden something sneaks in from somewhere, and it can feel like, oh, I made a big mistake somewhere, I'm totally wrong, I'm whatever, you know, it can feel like that. It can come with a huge judgment on itself out of the blue. When it comes out of the blue, it is very, very clear it has nothing to do with me. I'm just walking along, let's say I'm just going for a walk somewhere, and man, you know, in awe of creation, and something sneaks in. And then when it sneaks in like that, it is very clear it has nothing to do with me.
Mm.
So, and then, you know, just that distinction has made a huge difference, because when I was young, I thought it had something to do with me. I took it.
Mhm.
There
Mhm.
was an automatic, you know, there was an automatic taking it and making it mean anything about Meike.
Mhm. Yeah.
So it has learned in the last, I mean, you know, whatever, don't know what time, but it has learned, and it's still learning, to see, wow, that came out of the blue, has nothing to do with me.
Mhm.
And then inviting the system into, I mean, it was so beautiful with Bettina speaking about that. Today I call it sweet surrender. It's like, oh, it has
Mhm.
nothing to do with me. Have I done anything wrong? Not that I can see. I just walked along here.
Mm.
Got attacked by some whatever what, you know, energetic or whatever.
Yeah.
It snuck in somewhere.
Yeah.
And it's like that, oh, has nothing to do with me. And there it comes home again. There it comes home. It might cry a bit, it might come into emotion,
Mhm.
like with a relief in a way. It comes, you know, when it's when it sees, gosh, it hasn't done anything wrong. It's okay. It's okay to be just in awe. Yeah, see that breath there. Yeah. That is that sweet surrender where it comes back to itself and continues to until all that stuff is out. And then moving on until it comes again. So, oh, does that have anything to do with me? No, I'm just walking along here. It's, all is well. And there it comes. Oh, am I wrong? No, nothing. I haven't done anything wrong.
Mhm.
My heart is so pure and clean. When I really look, it's like yours, like everybody's. And then again, oh, in awe of itself, all is well. So that's been the process, and that is the process for my personal system. It is able faster and faster and faster when energies sneak in to realize has nothing to do with me. Has nothing to do with me. Nothing.
And I can see that how to sometimes then there is a kind of thought, or you can say like how to say that it has in a way something to do with me because something got triggered inside of me, then you can say, or something is touched inside of me. And so it, and this trigger comes from, then you can say, old information or past. So, and then, yeah, this is a little bit a confusion maybe, because I can see like sometimes it goes like that. It's just open and totally okay. And then, but it's more sometimes in connection when I feel that somebody's very close or angry or whatever what is going on. So in a way so sensitive for it. And then I just see how the kind of, how my sister is a kind of goes smaller, 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 smaller. And I always feel it here in my neck and then my joints.
See?
And it's like, wow, that it has such an impact in a way on me. Why cannot somebody just are where they are without that my system is doing this, you know, like and being more. And yeah.
Yeah.
And I just see that it is happening, you know, it's,
Yeah.
and I'm
And what,
aware of it, and that's all. And I'm breathing, and then sometimes when somebody's gone, then afterwards it's like the shakiness comes out, the frozenness, you can say. It's a kind of, it goes smaller, and it's, yeah. But anyway, yeah, it's just how it reacts, huh?
it's just how it reacts. Yeah.
And then there are thoughts like, okay, but this is maybe just an old information thing from the past, because when there was tension at home, my system always did this. So when there's tension around, my system goes like this, you know. It's like
Yeah.
and I'm really curious, like, how can it stay just white, and that it doesn't have to make itself small.
It needs to be taken out of that situation, Ellen.
Okay. Mm.
It's like, yeah, it's like rape, like abuse, keeping a system that is shrinking in a situation. It needs to be taken out of that situation. That is taking care. That is the most healthiest way ever. That's what a mother does with her child. When it sees, ooh, there's some whatever going on, the mother goes over and takes child out of that situation, when it can't do it itself, especially. When it's in, I don't know, in some pain or cramps or whatever, it depends on how old it is. And it can't take care of it by itself yet. The mother goes and takes her child out of the situation. And you know, how often couldn't it happen because our mothers were busy or whatever? So no making wrong. It does really not matter. But now it's like our own job. It's like, system is shrinking. Oh, something strange going on here in the field. Let's just see. Come on, we go. If we can, we'll just go to the toilet and shake it all off. It has nothing to do with you.
Yeah, I just see when we talk about it, you know, like there is a kind of toughness in it, like that this kind of harsh toughness in it that
you should.
you should, that it's
Yes.
not so sensitive.
And that is the
quickly.
abusiveness. That's the abuse towards the child. It's like keeping that child in a situation that is actually unbearable for it.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, you know, I'm just using those images.
Yeah.
Come on, you know, now you're grown up, stay there, stay there, stay there. And stay open, and you know, all those strange ideas. Every animal moves out of a situation when it has the chance, when it's uncomfortable. Every animal, it's the most natural thing that life has given us. So that's our job now, taking care about our system. And, you know, we will find a way. It might be clumsy at first, or, you know, you can give each other warnings, like, gosh, this is just what I need to do. Don't make it a personal affair, or, you know, like, whatever. It's like, but I have to take care about myself here. I have to, finally, I'm taking care about the system. Finally, I'm not abusing it anymore. So, and then you will see, I mean, that's my personal experience. The more my system has been taken care of by itself, all of a sudden it can be in situations.
Yeah, it's clear.
And it's just present. It just sees what's going on, and here it is.
Yeah.
Here it is. it can be even shouted at. You know, it comes from I've shared that before. It has been terribly shouted at.
Yeah.
And would shrink and would freeze,
Mm.
like, you know, like a child does. And sometimes when shouting from somewhere happens, it's like, okay, you know, then it starts laughing, or, you know, Isaac and I sometimes, man, gosh. So all of a sudden it comes like thunder and lightning out of the blue, and so, you know, like that, and turning around, and we both start laughing. You know, like 20 years ago we would have, or, you know, in earlier years when I was younger, this would have been a reason to never talk to that person again. And now it's like, wow, where did that come from? Whew, that has been shaken off, and we're moving on. Have a good laugh or whatever. Doesn't mean anything about us. So that's how it's evolved. I'm so very grateful for that. It's just because it has learned, or it's, you know, it's still learning to take care of itself.
Yeah, same here. It's still learning.
Always learning. It's ongoing learning.
And kind of patience and sweetness that is also, it's clear. Yeah.
Yes. Yes. Yeah. So take her out of situations like that. Yeah.
Yes.
And I can say, I come back, but right now I need to go.
Yeah.
Yeah. Thanks for bringing this.
Yeah.
So delicious. We're all dealing with these kind of things.
Yeah, sure. Same for everybody.
Same, yeah.
Thank you.
Thank you. Talia. Oh, so will you come after?
Hello.
Hello. Yeah, it's better. You know, I also try without. I try. I mean, you know, I can see, but it's better.
It's better, yeah. Well, they're really, really smeary, but I can still see better with them than without. Hello, you.
Did that conversation touch something?
All of them. But I don't really have a question. I don't feel like a question tonight, but I just I found my hand going,
Yeah.
wanting to connect and laugh and move. Something wants to move. I want to see your eyes more, and the light is reflecting on your glass. That's a bit better, but it doesn't need to be down so low. Oh, thanks, Mike. Amazing how if there's fear in the system, it senses the opportunity really quickly to like, oh, great, you know, like to come and go, yes, here we go.
Can you say a bit more about that? It's beautiful. Can you go a
It's
bit more into
just,
detail?
yeah, I think, well, I think because there's such a established trust, you know, like you've said in the past, there's a trust in your system and a knowing that this is a safe space here. So it can, even if I'm not aware of it before, like before putting my hand up, I wasn't aware of fear. But then so quickly something is like something's jumping up into the belly and the solar plexus going, yeah, me. Like it wants to be included, I guess. It wants to move somehow and feel safe, feel okay to be here too.
Yeah. So nice to honor that, huh?
Yeah, it's beautiful, so beautiful to have a safe space to that it can be okay that anything happens in the body. Any intense experience or anything can come in and feels okay. I just had that thought, careful what you wish for. As soon as you say any intense experience is okay, it's all welcome. Like, oh yeah, really.
It is actually. I mean, you know, when Dirk was sharing, that sounds very, very intense, his experience, you know, when it's spinning in the head somewhere and you can't move. That is very, 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 very intense. And then there is that knowing all is well.
Yeah, it's interesting feeling this. I wonder if it's even connected, like what's highlighting now. I wonder if it's even connected with just the wider group or the way that lands, the idea of, you know, being on camera and being with the wider group, just some sense of insecurity or fear. It's not kind of being identified with, and yet it's, you know, deep in the body, like around the solar plexus, and the feeling of feels like being rejected or, you know, like by the group or judged or something like that. Feels like part of it or
Okay. Oh, that's
could
actually
be
beautiful.
a young one. Could be a young one.
It's always a young one.
Always a young one.
I mean,
Okay,
that's what I see. You know, I would say, you know, when all is well, that is actually a completed nervous system. You know, that's where it has completed itself, and I guess that's what we call grown up. You know, and
Yeah.
you know, if as long as it has not completed it somewhere, it's stuck. So, you know, I call it a young organization, but it doesn't matter. But it's just not completed, you know, like nervous system needs to dock on to another nervous system that has the completion. So it is available to that. It's available to that, and then actually that completed system should come towards that uncompleted system, so that it knows, that's how to complete myself. This is how I'm growing. See, that's like parenthood and childhood. It's just for humans that it takes such a long time to fully grow up. It takes, you know, I think the last brain cells have done their job by the age of 24 or 25. That's a long time. You know, if you look at other mammals or other animals, it's much faster. But there too, it's like, you see, the first mother and child are very close, and then it just until they know what to do themselves. I mean, that's just what I understand, how the nervous system functions, how life functions. So we do need that other one, in the best case, fully completed themselves. But if they haven't completed themselves, they can't meet you. So then we are left with these funny sensations.
Yeah,
And
it's getting
longing.
stronger now. It's getting stronger now, Meike. The sensation in there is like really getting strong.
So let's just see what it needs. Let's just see what it needs, if it needs to move, for example. So, you know, we were talking before. Let's see, not putting it into a situation that's, see, you start breathing immediately. Not putting it into a situation where it feels stuck. So how, just that question, how can we take care? And I can see I'm kind of even taking my eyes
attention
away.
away.
Not my attention, but so that not my attention is full here. It's just more giving space.
Right, interesting.
Giving space so that which is coming in the foreground doesn't feel pressured.
Interesting. Yeah, it does feel exposed and vulnerable.
Absolutely.
In a way. It's a weird combination of
wanting,
not me feeling exposed and vulnerable, but also it feels really strong, and there's the space that where nothing's touched, but it's also very, well, I guess trauma, I guess. It's what trauma feels like.
Do you have a pillow or anything to put in front?
Yeah.
Something, just so that it knows it's looked after. How's that?
Yeah, actually, that's good. And I think I want to go to gallery view and just feel safe with the group somehow.
Cool. I go also to gallery, but then I need to put my glasses on, otherwise.
Just make sure they're not scary after all.
Yeah, you know.
Some people rocking. I'm gonna rock too. See what happens.
So how's the pillow feeling, Talia? Just stay a bit more in. Yeah. Because truth is, you know, it is pretty safe here because, you know, we are coming with the same intention, and, you know, just us stepping into this field makes it a different field in a way. But at the same time, if one system gets really deeply touched in a way where it gets out of whack, it's not safe anymore. So this is unreliable. Just have to say that too, you know. So there is not such a thing then real safety.
You're saying you can't, even though something wants to look to check that it's safe in the group or in, you know, the faces of others or whatever, you can never know that or guarantee it because people's systems are getting triggered. But there's a, yeah, I can just recognize the movement that wants that. There's like a habit to check outside. Is it safe out there in the group? Like I can feel that movement that wants to know, wants to check, and it's changing. It's already changing. Yeah,
I'm glad to hear. Because that is also a joke.
yeah,
There is not such a thing then that kind of safety. It's like,
no, it feels like a habit from a young one that's maybe looking out to check that the world's safe and that others are safe and everything. But yeah, it's already changed.
Cool.
Or changing. It's changing. Yeah.
So how's the solar plexus doing?
Softened and feels safer.
Far out.
Yeah. Yeah, it's interesting. I guess also connected with what we were talking about earlier, that, you know, what is happening in someone else's system, you know, that habit to take it personally and believe that it's
and to take it on.
Like, yeah, it feels like this young one is the one that takes it on, the one that looking for that information from others around as to whether it's safe, and where if someone's feeling something, it takes it personally. So it's like I'm having the direct experience of that habit.
Yeah.
You were talking about.
Also makes sense because a young being comes with that openness. It comes so empty. We come, you know, and look at a newborn. If you look into the eyes of a newborn, absolute openness. So there it starts already, because all of that little nervous system is ready to dock on and to learn, so that it knows how to be in life. So there it starts already. And when it gets, let's say, weird information, you know, being surrounded by beings that never got their own systems completed, no wonder that we're living in a kind of quite weird world. So, but the good news is that it's never too late. So now we can check out, you know, we come with the sweetest intention here, so that we are docking onto each other. So everything my system has learned is available. Everything your system has learned is available in a space of, we can call it peace. But we also know, let's not be stupid. We also know if you touch the Meike system in a certain way, she might explode. There's no guarantee for that. We have no clue how much completion there has been and how much there still is to go. And maybe it will always be like that. That's just maybe there is no 100% completion ever. Because, you know, we're evolving all the time, and who knows? But just the basics. So it's pretty safe here. And you will notice it by the system coming gently out and reach out, being available to be met. But that's it comes not excited. It's not an excitement. It's just, it's available. It's like, oh, I'm here. It's that. It's again, it's that sweet surrender that a baby has. It does not know what is next. It has no clue whatsoever. It has no clue whatsoever. It's so obvious in that case, I find. So it's from in that space where the completion can happen. That's beautiful. What's happening now? I go on. I want to see you fully. So oh, wait a second. There. Yeah. It's that, you know, that really warm, soft meeting, vulnerable. Yeah. Solar plexus is okay, it's looked after.
Bit stiff and still a bit scared. Bit
Yeah,
stiff and scared.
good. So let's just that it's acknowledged. Let's just see if that does something. Yeah. See, some of our systems, you know, they would love to be met, but they have been so confused that at the same time, they don't want to be met. It's like, whoa, I don't want to feel that again. So, but at the same time, it's so long to be met. So we have to kind of navigate that and acknowledge it. Yeah. And go so gently and slow with that. So it's again, you know, if we keep it in that situation, it's abusive to itself, and it will say, see, I knew it, I can't. But if we go away, then it also says, see, I knew it, nobody will ever show up. So it's one of the weirdest situations ever. So we got to go slow and we got to honor that. Yeah. Does this make a difference to the sensations?
Does which make a difference to the?
Just what I spoke. Did that make
yeah, softening. Yeah.
All right. Yeah, that's pretty amazing. Yeah. See, and there again, you know, it is personal, but it's also not personal. So if possible, not making it mean anything about you, if possible. Somehow it's snuck in to the system and it feels like that and it longs to complete itself. When I say it has nothing to do with you, there's nothing wrong with your system. Nothing. Just circumstances. Mm. 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 It's okay like this. Mm. Mm.
Yeah.
Thanks for bringing this, Talia. So vulnerable and so fine. Mm. And here too, maybe just see that you take care about those sensations, like, you know, if that comes up so strongly. For me, a pillow does it sometimes, but you just see if you can find what it needs to be supported, you know, that it's
Mm.
met, that it's honored. It's, oh, yeah, pillow feels good, or a little movement, or a little shake, or whatever it is. That it's looked after. Mm.
Mm. Thank you.
So welcome.
Yeah.
Zoe, did you still want to?
Oh, got that sorted. Yeah.
it seems like there's a bit of a tug of war going on with your sensations, pulling. Yeah. And curiosity around when you were speaking, Alan. Oh, hang on. Okay, I'm now talking to Talia, it feels. So.
Oh, let me just see. Now, did you get me back?
Yep.
Talia, you have to unmute. Talia, you have to mute yourself.
Thanks. Same. Now I'm talking to you, Bettina. So look, I'll continue.
Okay. You got me back?
Yeah, you're always
Yes.
there. Yeah, different faces.
I come with different faces. Okay, the conversation with Ellen.
Yeah, the curious thing, oh, down dog, was about when you were talking about the walking along a pathway and wherever and out of nowhere.
Yeah.
Something. So that felt to me like it was more energetic rather than a thought. Like
energetic.
Seemingly like energetic or energy seemingly from outside.
Yeah.
Seemingly, rather than
always
thought
seemingly
arises.
Yes.
Okay, so I just kind of felt like I needed to have a sense of that distinction.
Yeah.
Oh, and is there am I talking about the same thing? Like
can also come in thought form,
Yeah, it can do. I can do, but I was curious about the energy form.
Yes.
Yeah. And from that, when you were speaking, then all these sensations started to, I started to feel them, and perhaps a little bit before, because I was noticing with Bettina, there were warm, fuzzy sensations and, tracking her. And then, the next, and how that changed. So I thought, oh God, this is what the system is doing. It's picking up everyone's energy. And it does. Yeah.
Yes.
Even on Zoom.
Absolutely. Even on Zoom. Even when you chat.
Yeah. So the hand went up just before Alan. Nothing to do with me or the body. Something put it up. Seemingly from those sensations that were, I didn't know where they were coming from. There was no story for it, no anything. And then Talia shared and talked about fear, and it was like, well, that's what I would have called fear once, and perhaps it is, yeah, who knows. It's certainly now accompanied with nervousness and a vulnerability, which, yeah, who knows whether it's, yeah, oh, shit. Huh. Oh, dear. Yeah, something wanted to escape. It pushed a button. Yeah. So I guess now there's a vulnerability there. I don't know if it's mine or anyone's or whose or what. Yeah.
That's
but
the truth.
It's very, very clear that this system picks up energy in situations, in people, in places, in forest, in wherever,
Yeah.
and in any situation where there are people, more so. Yeah, yeah. So knowing that the tool that you talked about, knowing that when it just comes out of the blue, then that is nothing to do with this here, with me, or with me, is it? All the little ones and whatever's. But the other, I'm not so clear about how to make the emotional differences.
Okay.
What I'm picking up, yeah.
It actually has
Or it's all the
never
same.
anything to do with
Oh.
you, especially if it makes you feel bad about yourself.
Okay. It's
When
more
it makes
curious.
you, when it makes you feel bad about yourself in any way,
Okay.
it picked some energy up that has nothing to do with you.
Okay. Okay. Okay,
And
that's clear.
yeah,
Yeah.
and whenever that happens, take that system, take what you call Zoe out of the
Yeah,
situation.
all of it. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. You
Yeah.
know, whatever it is, throw it out. You know, you can, you're a shaman, you do your magic, throw it out of the system. It's not mine, out, until you feel yourself again and you know how you feel. You feel clean and pure and loving and warm, pure intelligence, right here, available to life, through life. That is your nature. In total surrender and awe to life. That's who you are.
Okay.
Yeah.
Good.
There, and you
Yeah.
get that feeling. You get
I
that
can feel that. Yeah.
That is you.
Yeah.
And only this is you. Anything else does not belong to you.
Oh, that's a huge relief, isn't it? Yes.
Oh, it's just,
Yes.
it took me forever to realize that. But, and I'm saying it, but you have to see it for yourself, of course.
Yeah.
It doesn't do much good me saying it, but I'm saying it only because I can see you seeing it yourself. Because when you
Well,
feel yourself,
yes.
whoa, there you are.
Yeah.
In your glory.
Yeah.
It happens for most of us rarely. It's like when we come together it seems like that's the invitation of us. When we come together, that's what we're touching. It's like the true self. That which is absolutely free. All that other stuff has nothing to do with your true nature. Nothing. You can call it human or whatever, but truth is, and we all know how that feels.
Yeah.
Gosh, you're at home. Oh, when you're at home. That's your true nature. That's all. All the other stuff, we don't know where that comes from. Throw it out. Throw it out.
Good. Thanks, Mike. And it helps a lot speaking it as well.
Oh, absolutely. We need to share that with each other.
Yeah.
Because we are so used to, we have learned to work on ourselves, make it a personal affair, whatever feelings, whatever sensations, especially when they feel really bad, you have to work on it. Because it all means something about you. We have to really point that out to each other. and to really see if it has anything to do with you. It's like, who are you? Who are you? I know who you are. But it's like quite often you got to do all of that. Oh, there you are. There you are. I mean, that's what we're doing ongoingly.
Yeah. Mm.
Has nothing to do with you.
Mm.
And that other, when we are at home, we feel everything, we see everything, but it doesn't do. It doesn't throw us. It doesn't throw us. It rips our heart, it does all of it, but it doesn't do any harm, or it doesn't
Yeah.
confuse
Yeah.
us. It does not
Yeah.
confuse us.
And that's the paradox, isn't it? Because
Paradox,
the heart
yes.
can be ripped and can be, like all of that, and still there's this.
Yes.
Yeah.
Exactly. Yes.
Yeah.
Exactly. There is this.
Yeah.
Yes.
And that's the magic. Mm.
That's the magic.
Mm.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's beautiful because Alan's talking about her camper and and how it just came and it's beautiful, and it's like, oh God, it's the opposite of this story, because I've got the camper and it's hell realms trying to organize the men to do things to it and whatnot, and then just that, and it's all the same. It's all the same. Just
See?
all the same. Yeah, 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 yeah.
And there you go. There
So I
you
love
go.
it. The seesaw. Yeah, seemingly. Yeah,
Seemingly, yeah. Yeah.
seemingly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Not making it mean anything about anything, actually.
Mm. Mm.
I mean, that's what we are in a way invited to, huh? Or, what this is all about, just again and again coming home, again
Yeah.
and again coming
Yeah.
home.
Yeah. Yeah.
I mean, you can make up a meaning, but from here it does not make sense. Even does not make sense. Does not
No,
make sense.
it makes no sense whatsoever from here. And how often have we heard it doesn't mean anything about you?
Yeah.
A zillion times until,
Yeah.
it's like, oh, wow.
Only from here it can be clearly seen. Only from here. Only when we're at home.
Mm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Otherwise it means something about us every time.
Yeah. Mm. Thanks, Mike.
Oh, thank you, Zoe.
Yeah. Yeah. So much love. Tap.
Meike, how is it with the intensive? Did you found some solution?
Yeah, it looks like it's not going to happen.
Oh no.
Yeah, it's a pity. It's just not enough sign-ups. I think I have only 4 people that are interested in the full thing, and 5 people that want to come only for a few days and stuff, and that's too small. Maybe next time. But I will send you an email as soon as I've decided. So I'll give it a few more days, maybe till tomorrow or something. Love and peace, beloveds. Until we meet again.